Hey y'all, just gonna chit chat with you for a minute about my first week of Mounjaro while I put on just a little basic makeup today so that I look or feel at least a little human. I am using Bare Minerals Bare Pro powder in light 25 cool. I've got my Laura Geller retractable brush that I'm just going to put it on with. I have a Bare Minerals brush, but it's in there with the rest of my makeup. I just keep like everyday stuff in my vanity drawer here in my bathroom. This doesn't give me a lot of coverage doing it this way with this brush, but it's fine. I'm just going to the post office and to pick up my husband a new pair of work boots today, so nothing fancy. Probably see it all over my black t-shirt. Oh, and by the way, okay, so let's try that again. Sorry about that. By the way, I was saying, y'all, if you've seen how I got you propped up, you would be like, crazy thing, it's no wonder that thing fell, or that phone fell. This is the Maybelline concealer eraser. Just using that in the corners and in the inner and outside corners of my eyes. And this, y'all, I got a foundation sample kit from Sephora, and this is just like a little sample of a beauty blender that comes in that. And I thought, I'm going to keep that. I'm actually going to use it to get into the corners of my eyes. Now, I'm not going to keep ordering the sample kits just to have this little thing. But I do think that when the time comes and this thing gets worn out, I will buy like the inexpensive ones, sponges from Walmart, and just cut the corner. Now, you don't have to cut the corner to get in the corner, just get one that's got the corner, but I don't know, I just like that it's tiny and compact. So now I'm just using the sponge that comes with the Bare Pro to get a little more coverage. I'm just kind of dabbing it on. I don't know why I didn't do this first. And then I'll blend it out with the same brush. Okay, so my first week of Mounjaro. And now keep in mind that I had weight loss surgery, a gastric sleeve in 2020. So it's been 4 years. What I was saying, I'm jumping all over the place, I know, but as I'm dusting this makeup off this black t-shirt, I was going to tell you when the phone fell that I've not had on the same black t-shirt all week, in case anybody noticed that. You may not have even, but it's actually not the same t-shirt. I mean, it is and it isn't. It is the same brand, same size, same color, but different one. These are the Time and True, just basic tees that you can get from Walmart. I found them online in packs of, I think they come in a pack of 3 or a pack of 6. I either got 2 packs of the 3s or a pack of the 6. I can't remember. Because I love a good basic black tee. I don't have to worry about stains showing and all that when I'm just wearing them around the house on the day-to-day to clean, or I'm cooking, or you can wear them working out. They're really comfortable. And of course, you can just wear them out with some jeans or under a blazer or anything. They're really great and comfortable. This is the e.l.f. powder palette, contouring palette and highlight. And this little brush that I used to do that is just a little Bare Minerals Kabuki, the mini Kabuki. And then this is a Bare Minerals fluffy brush. I'm just going to blend that out. But anyway, keep in mind, back to the Mounjaro, that I had weight loss surgery in 2020, June of 2020. Now, the weight loss surgery done its job. It did what it was promised to do. I lost about 80 pounds, right at 80 pounds. Now I'm stalled out again. And around the exact weight that I stalled when I lost weight before on my own, prior to weight loss surgery. And I got frustrated and I thought, I gained that back and I thought, okay, weight loss surgery is my last resort. It's the only thing that I haven't tried to get me under that weight that I feel like I need to be under. This is just a MAC palette, eye palette. I'm not sure what the name of it is. I can't see it. Maybe you can. I don't know, but this is just, I am going to use this one all over my lid, and then this one on just the bottom part of my eye. Or I said that wrong. I'm going to use this one all over, and then this one just on my lid. Okay, so that was my thinking with the weight loss surgery. I was at my wit's end, didn't know what else to do. So that's what I chose to do. Lost the 80 pounds that I had gained, and then nothing. And I actually, and then I had a tummy tuck in October of 2021. I had a lot of loose skin on my stomach. Now, I've had 4 kids also. I had the apron belly, and it was uncomfortable for one to even exercise. I hated getting dressed. Wearing certain things was just impossible for me personally to put on and feel good about it. So even though I knew I had more weight to lose, I went ahead with the tummy tuck, and my surgeon agreed. She said, you can hit your goal weight and lose about 30 more pounds, and it won't destroy your tummy tuck. So we went ahead with the tummy tuck, and I told her, I said, my main thing is, like, I feel like if this is gone, that I'll feel more motivated to exercise. She agreed. She said she has a lot of patients that is the case. Bare Minerals blush. Actually, I'm going to use some NARS bronzer first. Okay, so after my tummy tuck, I actually gained almost 20 pounds, or maybe it was 20 pounds. I can't remember. I'll look at on my notes and I'll pop it on the screen. So I was just really frustrated, so I went to my doctor and talked to her about Saxenda. I asked for the Saxenda by name because that was the one that I knew more about, just from the people that I follow on here. This is just a little highlight from Bare Minerals. I love this. Okay, so she said, well, I don't really know a whole lot about that one. Let's try to get you on Wegovy, because I know more about that one, and I don't want to give you something until after I have, done my own research. So it's like, okay, well, my insurance did not want to cover the Wegovy. So a week passed, and I realize I'm probably repeating myself on some of the clips of this video. Please excuse that, because I can't remember what I've mentioned, and I'm just trying not to leave anything out. So, yeah, I'm not great at brows either. And again, this is just a quick little thing I'm doing here today just to feel human. Okay, so, a week passed, and in the meantime, she had read up on the Saxenda, and I called her to let her know that my insurance said it was a no-go on the Wegovy. And she said, well, I've actually read up on the Saxenda, and if you're okay with giving yourself a daily injection, she said, seems to be pretty much, the same concept, so we'll send that through. Insurance approved the Saxenda. Also, I am type 2 diabetic, but I'm not taking this shot for that. I'm not going to get on here and act like that I am. If you have a problem with that and you blame the shortage on people like me, well, I don't know what to tell you. You're entitled to how you feel about it, as am I. But I feel like shortages are not a consumer problem. I feel like they are a, excuse me, problem with production. And I know they have to adjust to keeping up, but that's not my job. It's theirs. They need to get on the ball. So, okay, anyway, back off that rabbit trail. Took the Saxenda, started it in November of last year. No, this is 2024, February. Started it in November of 2022. Lost the 20 pounds that I had gained. And then, once again, nothing. So, my, and I was on and off of it too, due to shortages. So, it wasn't a consistent, I've always got this on hand for a year type thing. I did maintain the weight loss when I ran out of the pen, with the exception of just like a pound or two, which I'm not even going to count that because it's totally normal for our weight to fluctuate. My eyebrows look crazy. But anyway, so all of a sudden, my insurance company says they're not going to cover the Saxenda. Now, the last prescription that I had gotten for Saxenda wasn't even my full script. They gave me 2 pens out of the 5 and said they owed me 3 because they didn't have them. So I said, okay, that's fine. So I thought, if this is going to be an ongoing issue, I'm just going to, I'm over this. So I'm not even going to spray primer on today. My daughter's video calling me. So I just thought, well, I'm just going to finish these pens that I have on hand and just, I'm done with it. I'm not going to put myself through this, the mental part of, that this is doing to me. So I go to the pharmacy. I finish up those 2 pens, and I go to the pharmacy to pick up other prescriptions. And one of the girls there was like, hey, I think we owe you some Saxenda pens. We have some on hand. Do you want them? I was like, yeah, go ahead, give them to me. I've already paid for them. And she was like, right. And so she gave me the other 3 pens. And the first 2 pens, I was just taking it like a few times a week because I was like, this is not going to be an ongoing thing, obviously, because of these shortages, and I'm just not going to keep dealing with this. So I do a telehealth checkup with my doctor for my refills on like my stomach medications and the medication that I actually do take for my diabetes. Or I'm not going to say my diabetes because I feel like that's me claiming it. For the diabetes. I'm funny about how we say things, but anyway, also I've been out of Latisse, and I can tell my lashes are not great. But the first 2 pens, I was just like hit and miss, taking a few times a week, and really wasn't planning on like even trying for it again. So I do the telehealth checkup with my doctor, and she said, how's those shots going? I said, they're not. Can't get them. Like it's crazy. And she said, let me push it through again. I'm going to go ahead and do your refill on it and just see. Because you never know. They might have them. It's like, okay, whatever. Insurance didn't approve it. So I'm like, okay, even though I was like, it's whatever with the shot at this point, it frustrated me that they didn't approve it. And I wanted to know why. Because I'm one of those inquiring minds. And I need an explanation for why you denied that. Just because I want to know. This is the City Lips in Clear, and the mascara that I was using is Better Than Sex. It's one of the new ones. Naturally Better Than Sex. Okay, so anyway. Done. I called the insurance company myself. I was like, I need you to tell me why all of a sudden you decided to not, just putting a little water in my hair, approve the Saxenda. Just out of curiosity. She tells me that it's because I didn't lose 5% of my body weight. And I was like, oh, bit my inside of my jaw. As soon as she said it, I was like, that math ain't mathin'. It just ain't. And I was like, honey, what do you mean? 20 pounds is more than 5% of my body weight. And sometimes this mouth gets away from me. I'm not even gonna lie. It does. And sometimes stuff flies out of it before I even have the chance to care about what I'm about to say. I try to be, I don't want to say sensitive of other people's feelings. Well, I guess, yeah, that is the right words. I'm not one to tiptoe around people's triggers, because your triggers are your responsibility, not mine. But I'm not going to purposely try to trigger somebody or piss them off. But I'm not going to walk on eggshells either. So do what you want with that. If that offends you, then again, I'm not going to walk on eggshells. But I said, honey, I don't know where you went to school at, but your mama needs to ask for a refund. How much do you think I weighed? So she got real quiet for a second, and she said, can I put you on hold for a minute? I said, yeah, get that iPhone out. Pull up that calculator. And I just said iPhone because that's what most people have. I don't like iPhone. I have Android, but that's neither here nor there. And she said, and click, put me on what I thought was hold. And look, this bitch hung up on me. I was like, yeah, I'd be embarrassed too if I didn't know how to figure out 5% of something. I mean, 10%, to figure out 10% of something is pretty easy and pretty basic. Just do that and then half it. So I started out at, we'll say, 200 pounds, because I was literally that morning when we started the Saxenda, I weighed in at 199.9. So for the mathing, we're just going to round up and say 200 pounds. Because do 10% of that. Divide that by 2. Now tell me I didn't lose 5% of my body weight with losing 20 pounds. I mean, you get that number before you divide it by 2. But anyway, that's just my little rant and math class for the day. And math ain't even my strong point, but that's pretty basic. So I was like, okay, whatever. But it still annoyed me. So when I had this telehealth appointment with Rachel, I told her. Rachel is my doctor, by the way, my PA, and she's also a family friend. I said, the shots ain't going. And I told her what happened. And she said, you got to be kidding me. I said, I wish I was. And she said, okay, so here's what we're going to do. Scratch the Saxenda. She said, they didn't want to approve the Wegovy. You are type 2. She said, let's push this Mounjaro through and see what happens. She said, because I really think that, you know, you always stall out at this weight. I really don't think that this is your baseline weight, but I think it's where your body is most comfortable. We need to sometimes get out of our own comfort zone. She said, and I think that these shots might just help you do that, because you have a downward pattern of weight loss as long as you have those on a regular basis. She said, and you are menopausal, so your hormones are crazy and you're going to gain weight from that. Most people do. Is actually what she said. She didn't say you're going to. She said most people gain weight just because of menopause. And she said, I know you're craving sugar, probably because of menopause. And she said, these shots are going to help you, Mandy. She said, and I know how hard you've worked, even before weight loss surgery. You worked hard after weight loss surgery. She said, we're not giving up. She said, I'm not going to let you give up. I'm not going to let you get comfortable being at this weight that you're still not comfortable in or at. So I was like, okay. I hope all that made sense. In my head it does. But anyway. So she said, I'm going to push this through now. Give Herb, that's their man, I guess, in the town of Man. He's everybody's favorite pharmacist. There's multiple pharmacies in town, though, but we just call him that. We live in a very small town. But, so I waited until the next day and called. And I talked to one of the girls there. I said, I'm going to come down and pick up my refills. Just curious where we at with this shot. She looked at it and she said, you're good to go, and your copay on this one is actually less. Your copay is $30 instead of the $50 like the Saxenda. And I was like, on my way.